Yeah. But you know, I have this mentality. It says whatever goes. I don't give a shit.
Well, who's with me right now is Lee. I had an interview with Lee in my channel. You can look at it 2.5 years ago. And he don't look like this. He's more skinnier back then.
Red Horse
is the best.
Is cheaper than a pint in the UK. 1 litre. Yeah. It's only 85 pesos, a little bit more than £1 in the UK.
Then we featured Guadalupe on our blog, and we passed by the actual place where Sen and Lee used to be neighbors, and we were told that Lee is really thin, skin and bones, and down on his luck. So we tried to find you, and I was shocked, but is this the skin and bone? You're not skin and bone. You're actually fatter than before. I'm sorry.
9 months pregnant.
9. So I know how it is. There's been a lot of interest in that video, especially for foreigners who wants to live here, likely happy-go-lucky, and then enjoying life because they hate the restriction and hate all the rules that they have to follow in the country.
For a curfew due, he pulled me and says, "Where are you going, sir?" I says, "I'm just trying to find somewhere to buy something to eat."
So this is what Lee is using as a quarantine pass here in Cebu City, which is obviously it's fake because it should be original. It's all photocopy on this one. And it's not his name. So one of the police that stopped him once said your quarantine pass is fake.
Yeah, you said it's fake because of the QR code.
QR code.
There's no sticker. It's photocopy.
But we didn't check that one anymore.
The quarantine pass is only good for.
So Lee, we have to go back to why do you want to stay here in the Philippines?
Well, it's peaceful. It's relaxing. Nice scenery. Beer's cheap. People are friendly. Yeah, the most important part is the people.
You love the people in the Philippines. And Lee, and how long you been here now?
Almost 13 years.
Almost 13 years. Cool. And do you only live here around Cebu?
Yeah, just in Cebu.
You from the UK, you straight into Cebu.
Straight into Cebu.
All right. So you use what do you told us before that you used to have a wife. So that's why you have a 13A visa.
That's correct.
Right. So because people are asking what kind of visa that you have used here for you to stay this long in the Philippines, and it was 13A. It's confirmed because Lee used to be married to a Filipina.
Well, legally still am, but...
Oh, legally they're still married together, but they have separate ways. You only stay together for how long?
2 years.
2 years, but they are still good friends. She has her way, you have your way. But
that seems to be the best way.
All right. He's not bothering you for any financial support or something like that?
No.
All right, that's good.
No, we still work together.
All right.
Our online stuff, but that's as far as it goes.
So you're just living alone since I met you before. You're living alone, and you're still living alone now.
Yeah. Apart from the odd girlfriend comes over once in a while.
Oh right. Like so. And that time that we were in Guadalupe, I was really looking for him when I heard that you are skin and bone. So that Filipino was actually meaning that you're skin and bone.
Probably skin is in the wallet is empty type skin.
Because that's what the Filipino means. Because like Lee said, those neighborhood there knows that he's got no money. So he's been living around so many places here in Cebu City already. Where are the places?
First of all, it was Talisay.
Talisay, okay.
Then I stayed in the IT park for about a month or two. Then in Cordova.
Cordova?
Yeah, I was there for about a month, didn't like it.
Right.
Then Guadalupe.
And then that's when I find you there, when you were neighbors with Sen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was there for about 3.5 years. Then I decided I had enough of that place and left and went to Talisay. Back to Talisay.
How long you been there in Talisay?
Oh, for about 7 or 8 months. Then
And
came
then
back.
in Guadalupe again.
Guadalupe. Because I got fed up with a noisy neighbour.
That's common here in the Philippines, Lee.
Slamming doors.
Because the place that you live in is like dormitory, so you can hear them, not separate units.
Previous place I was in before I came back to Guadalupe was actually a house. It has 2 rooms, but it's separated by like a T-shaped wood. So 2 rooms, and it's because of wood.
Right, yeah.
Bang, the doors closed, and it's like, whoa, what? Like, you know.
Oh.
And I told him, I said, you know, man, you got to keep the noise down. I sleep very late at night.
And they won't listen, I suppose.
He did for about a month, then
back to normal.
Back to normal again.
How about the karaoke?
Oh gosh, the karaoke. Sometimes that is a nightmare.
Yeah, that is one thing that most foreigners are complaining here, is the neighbors are so inconsiderate.
It's not so much the noise; it's just the amount of there's only a few amounts of songs they actually sing. That always seems to be repeated. That's like they only have about 5 songs. That's about it.
Yeah, but how about what time they're singing?
Oh, usually in the afternoons, but sometimes they can break it out in the mornings.
All right.
Oh, and back to noise again. My previous place in Talisay, we had a neighbour who used to crank up the music at like 6 or 7 a.m. That's like 3 doors down.
Yeah, and you still can hear it.
And they whacked the volume up, and I was like, what? This? I mean, it's like having full blast speakers right beside me. It's that loud.
Oh my God. It is quite common, you know, especially in urban setting areas where there's dense populated areas. I mean, it's really common for karaoke, and then the noisy neighbors. And how about the smoking neighbors? So, you know what I mean? They burn their stuff near you.
Oh yeah, that's also burning the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really horrible.
Yeah, they like doing that because, like, we had a belief that it's shooing away the mosquitoes.
Yeah, I hear that one as well. They do that to scare the mosquitoes away, but
it doesn't work.
Well, it doesn't, no, because once the smoke's cleared, the mosquitoes are back.
Come back,
anyway.
Yeah. They're not killing the mosquitoes. So that's why I have noticed, as a Filipino myself, that like a myth that we need to burn something at those like almost nighttime, that it will shoo away the mosquitoes if you burn something. So we are here overlooking on Hill 31, the site of the bloodiest battle of liberation of Cebu. But it's a nice view though, and also Lee can drink here without the prying eyes of the, you know, authorities, because it's banned. It's not banned here.
Yes.
What was life for you after like 2.5 years I've interviewed you?
It's been a bit of a mixed bag.
Like,
Yeah, it's been okay.
but you gained weight, so it must have been very richful life.
I think that's just a lack of sex. I mean, exercise.
What, your total celibacy?
Well, that depends if you talk about your right hand.
So this is Lee. It's really funny. So, as a foreigner though, do you feel alone here in the Philippines?
To be honest with you, not really. I mean, it doesn't even feel like I've got on a plane and gone to another country. It just feels like home.
Really? This is really strange. And have you had any foreigners help you at all since you're here?
Most foreigners just tend to keep themselves to themselves.
There's no help from them at all.
Really.
Because how about Filipinos? Have any Filipinos help you at all?
No, sometimes I do.
But not the foreigners, really.
No, foreigners, I don't give a shit about other foreigners.
That's why it's really funny, because there's some of this like tourists. Some of this the tourists here, they're making they're making videos in YouTube, and then help Filipinos, so-called, their heart is breaking, help me to help others, and they don't even care about the foreigners themselves. So that's why when I heard that person says that you're skin and bone, you're really struggling, I had to find you because as a Filipino, a lot of foreigners are helping Filipinos, but there is non-foreigners that helping foreigners. And you confirm that you haven't had any help from any foreigners.
There's not a lot of foreigners that will help other foreigners.
Mm-hmm.
No, because you got this what do they call it? This theory that every foreigner's rich.
Yeah.
So the next foreigner says, "Oh yeah, you got plenty of money. I don't need to help you."
Oh, so I see that now.
And it's kind of general in our own countries as well. Foreigners don't, white man doesn't like helping another white man. You know, it's quite common in our countries.
So yeah, because they like to help the Filipinos more because it's not on the same standard how they live. You know, like last time you said to me that you don't want to go back to England. Do you still feel the same way?
Exactly the same.
And because the first place, why you left England?
Just had enough of all the bullshit. You know, you can't walk down the street without some arsehole sitting in front of a computer screen watching your every move. The amount of CCTV, the taxes are expensive. I mean, I'm surprised they don't tax you for taking a shit. I mean, you tax everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, before you can even drive a car, you got so many requirements. Whereas in the Philippines,
Yeah,
you just buy your car, get it registered, and make sure you got a license, job done.
yeah, it does.
Whereas in my country, you got to have your MOT, road tax, insurance, obviously license,
And
all
then
that before you can even get in behind the wheel.
we do have that, but it's not that very strict yet.
Yeah, I mean the insurance is very cheap.
Yeah, insurance is very cheap. You got a choice whether you have comprehensive or you have the third party only. You have a choice. You're not demanded to have one.
But it's not extortionate compared to like UK.
And what do you miss more about England? Do you miss anything about England?
Absolutely nothing.
You're happy to stay here.
There's probably one thing I do miss, and it's the food.
Food, English
You know,
food.
like the choice of food. Where it's in the Philippines, the choice of food is a little bit limited.
Limited for a foreigner.
Well, limited, full stop.
Oh, because you don't eat seafood.
Yeah, of course. But even I didn't eat seafood in my country. I mean, there's still plenty of choices.
Because there's so many people like you. I live there, and there's so many people don't like seafood there. I was shocked. There's only a few that likes it. I mean, in the place where we live, especially my husband, don't even eat seafood. So when you said that you don't like seafood, I was not even shocked. I just accepted it as part of an Englishman's.
I think there is a couple of like seafoods that people do eat, like cod and chips, which I'm pretty sure you must have.
Yeah, cotton chips in butter.
National dish, I think is they call it.
No, I thought it's the Indian food.
Oh no, the fish and chips is a national dish.
All right.
Or a national disaster. Depends where you buy
So
it.
I got someone asking me, Lee, what job did you used to have back in England?
Oh, it was computer techie.
Because that's how long since you have beer? How long since the last time?
Oh, since January, my birthday.
January of this year or last year?
This year.
This year. So this is like the second time this year that you have a beer.
Yeah. And I'm going to enjoy it.
Because that's what one of the questions has been asked. What do you do for money to exist here in the Philippines?
Work online. No, it's articles like product reviews and stuff like that.
Oh.
Well, actually, I do the editing. There's other people that do the writing.
So, what life since the COVID? Is it really hard?
It's getting a lot harder now, but it's probably not as hard as it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's hard enough that it's put me in a bit of a struggle.
But during the last 2.5 years since I met you, your life has been good because you said you were renting on a 10,000 peso hotel?
Yeah, that was since February last year, because when I transferred out of my old place in Palisade,
Yeah.
I stayed in this guest house for a month. Well, it's supposed to have been for a month until I could find a more suitable place
Right.
to rent. But then in March, COVID lockdown started.
So you were stuck in the hotel.
The crap, so it really killed every savings I had.
Suck it up because you'll be paying 10,000 pesos a
Yeah,
month.
well, 10,500. That's just for a roof over my head. Then you add 6,000 on top of that for food.
But all of that will be covered by your earnings before, innit? All your expenses
I
for.
was overspending.
Yeah.
Because before that, I was saving money because I wanted to plan to get another motorbike and get
Right.
my driver's license renewed. But because of COVID and paying all that money out, I was just eating away in my savings. I knew what happened, and she got me out of this place, and we went into a hole.
Is that the Lee was showing me something here that the reason why what's that done by the wife,
Ex-girlfriend
ex-girlfriend.
stabbed there with a knife because of jealousy and because I would not bow down to her demands.
All right.
And it got infected and it created a lump. I had a hot shower and it peeled off some of the skin and it's like this black, and managed to get this peroxide stuff.
Yeah, hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
And just do that, and there's like a crater in my leg bay about that deep.
Oh my God. So like that.
Amoxicillin in
That's one thing that Lee don't like about the Filipinas mostly is the jealousy.
jealousy and
The-
control.
Control. So because you don't like to be controlled.
No, I hate being controlled.
How about the tampo?
So what?
You don't like how Filipinas like they get funny, you know, like tampo they call it in Tagalog. They call it tampo, but it's like luod here in Bisaya. Like they don't speak to you, like silent treatment.
Oh, that one, yeah.
The tampo, like they're upset with you with something and they won't speak to you.
Oh, drama.
Oh, drama you call it. Yeah. So how do you manage to deal with that? Because of all the girlfriends that you have here, you must have learned about more.
Oh, you see that with everybody. I mean, there's people where I live, you know, one day they'll say hello and this, that and the other, and the next minute they're looking at you, then just being silent. What's your problem, but
Yeah, it's like moody.
yeah. But you know, I have this mentality. It says whatever goes. I don't give a shit.